think. Okay, we're good. Hold on. Okay, all right, so Hannah ran out to do some errands, okay? So we're gonna do this quickly. So I got this book for Christmas from Hannah's mom, Keto for Dessert Lovers. Pretty cool book. So I was looking through it. Hannah and I were looking through it one night and we found these raspberry swirl cheesecake bars. Not a huge fan of raspberry, so I'm gonna switch it up today and I'm gonna do strawberry. But I wanted to take you guys along with me. I wanna do this for her as a surprise for Valentine's Day. So while she's out running errands, I already got everything measured out and then I brought you guys here with me. So we're gonna do it really quick, okay? So here's the recipe. We're gonna change it up a little bit. I'll give you the original version of the recipe and the edited version, what we're actually doing here. I'll give you both. So, super easy ingredients. We've got some good fresh strawberries, a little bit of strawberry jam, like a sugar-free, no sugar added, sugar-free strawberry jam. We got a lemon, a couple eggs, some heavy cream, some cream cheese, and then the crust mixture is actually this really cool mixture that Hannah's mom also got me for Christmas. She got me, if you've never heard of King Arthur, it's a super popular, very professional brand of baking ingredients. They now have some different paleo. That's a good mixture of the two. They now do have some keto and paleo flour combinations and a sugar alternative. So I got some of the paleo flour from her for Christmas as well. And then I got I got a gift card. So I went and picked out a couple things, the sugar alternative being one of them. Hannah usually does this part, and so I forgot. But I'm Jeremy, and this is the Savory Suitcase. Welcome. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is I've got an 8x8 glass baking dish. You can use a disposable one if that's what you have, or anything that's just an 8x8 square. And I took 2 strips of parchment paper. I lightly sprayed, or you could use butter to grease the inside of the pan. And then I cut 2 strips that I laid across each other to overlap of a parchment paper, so that at the end I can just pull it right out of the pan when it's cooled. And it keeps the pan nice and clean, less dishes. So you'll want to get your pan prepared and ready to go. So get that done first, and then we're going to turn our oven to 350. And we're going to let that preheat while we're mixing up everything else. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make the crust, okay? So the crust is actually the King Arthur brand paleo flour blend, which is an almond coconut flour blend. If you don't want to get that, or you can't order that and get it, you can use 3/4 cup of almond flour and 1/4 cup of coconut flour. That should be about the same thing, but we're going to try the paleo flour since it's a blend of those two already. So we're going to use that, and then 1/4 cup of shredded unsweetened coconut, 2 tablespoons of Swirl granulated. Again, I'm going to use the King Arthur baking sugar alternative, so we're going to play with that today. 1/2 cup or 1 stick of butter, melted, unsalted, and then 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. So everything except the melted butter is in here. So I'm going to go ahead and add my melted butter. We're going to use a rubber spatula to get everything out. Okay, and then we're just going to mix the ingredients together until it's moistened. I think this is going to be really good. I like the fact that there's shredded coconut in here to give it some good texture. We'll see. Hannah was really interested in this recipe. She said she thought they looked really good. I think that was probably one of the bonuses of the photography in the cookbook. I think the picture really made it look delicious. So I'm going to see if I can emulate that for her and surprise her with it for Valentine's Day. We're going to take the moistened crust mixture in our bowl. We're going to drop it in the bottom of our 8x8 square pan. Okay. And then we're going to pack it down in the bottom like you would a crust. So as evenly as we can. Make sure you pack it down nice and tight so your cheesecake has a nice firm crust. So now that your crust is nice and packed in there, it smells really good. Nice and coconutty. I'm into it. It smells really nice. So we're gonna just make sure that's nice and even. Then we're gonna set our pan aside. Now we're gonna make our filling. Okay? So the filling actually has 2 parts. We have the cheesecake mixture and then we have the strawberry mixture. And again, the original recipe that I'm gonna put down in the description below for you uses raspberries, but we had some fresh strawberries and this sugar-free strawberry jelly, so we're gonna use that. So I took like one of the quart-sized containers of strawberries. This says about 3/4 cup raspberries. I'm gonna freeze whatever mixture I have left of this blended mixture, so it's probably a little bit more than the recipe, but it's 3/4 cup of berries to a tablespoon of your granulated sweetener. So I'm gonna add that to the food processor. Oh, that's a lie. I just lied to all of you. Okay. So instead of the sugar substitute, instead of the granulated sweetener, I'm actually going to use a tablespoon of this jelly into my strawberries. Just to, I don't know, see how it goes. Add a little extra strawberry flavor instead of using the sweetener. All right, so we're going to put this on and we're going to blend it for a minute or so. Okay, so we have a strawberry puree. Now, in the recipe, again, in the original recipe, this tells you to strain through a fine mesh strainer because raspberry seeds are a bit bigger. The strawberry ones are probably going to be fine. I would say that if you are using raspberries, you probably do want to pull the seeds out, so strain it through like any type of, you have something like this, like something that's like a fine mesh that'll pull out the little pieces of the seeds. You can do that if you want to. They don't bother us, so I'm gonna leave it in, save some time. Okay, so we're gonna set it aside because we don't need this until the very end. So I'm gonna pull my blade out. I'm gonna pour this back in the bowl that my berries were sitting in so that it's ready. It's a nice strawberry scent. And you can taste it if it needs a little sweetness. Pretty good. Okay. Doesn't need. It'll add some good tartness to the sweet cheesecake mixture anyway. So I'm not going to add anything more to it. We're going to go on to the cheesecake filling now. Okay, so you have 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese. So then we're going to use a half a cup. We're going to use a half a cup of our sugar alternative. So we're going to go into the bowl with that. And then we're going to use our hand mixer. Again, you can use the stand mixer if you'd like. We're just going to mix this on like a low to medium speed until it's light and fluffy. My sous chef is wandering through, making sure to clean up any splatters or messes. Okay, so now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream right here at the end. I'm going to scrape everything out of that bowl. Don't miss anything, right? And then I'm actually going to take the zest and juice of a whole lemon. Okay, so we're going to, before I go ahead and cut this to juice it, I'm going to take the zest off of it using a microplane. If all you have is something like this, just like a standard box grater, you can use this as well. I have the really fine grater. Oh, it's not in the bottom. I have the really fine grater part. It's actually in the lid on mine. You don't want to go too big. Definitely don't want to use the bigger holes, but you can use this little guy to zest your lemon as well. Okay, so I'm going to zest my lemon right into the bowl. Being careful not to scrape off too much of the white part. You just want the yellow skin on the outside, which is where all the essential lemon oil is. Too much of the white makes it bitter. It's like the pith of the lemon. So we're just gonna quickly scrape off our zest. Okay, so now we've got our lemon zest in here. So we're gonna get a lot of really nice, fresh lemon flavor. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the lemon. I'm actually gonna go ahead and use the same strainer that if you used this before for the seeds from the strawberries or whatever fruit you use, you can strain your lemons right through here. So you don't worry about any seeds, even though that one just skipped the strainer and jumped right into the bowl. I can fish it out. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the juice of the whole lemon. We like a nice, bright, acidic lemon flavor. So the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. A medium normal sized lemon is about 2 tablespoons. Okay, we're gonna fish this little guy out. Okay, and then we're just gonna mix the heavy cream, the lemon juice, and the lemon zest in. You could use a whisk or use this rubber spatula that you've been scraping with to keep down on your dirty dishes. Oh, uh-oh, she's home. Okay, so we're not quite done yet. So when she comes in, I guess we'll just surprise her and she can help us finish it. Oh, she's home. Okay, so hi, honey. Hey. Hi. Hey. I got busted. So it's fine. We'll show her now. It's fine.
Are you filming?
Hi. What? Filming? Nope. Yep. Yes, I am. So it was supposed to be a surprise, but you got home a little quicker than I expected. So those raspberry cheesecake bars that we talked about from the book, you thought looked really good. I'm making them.
Cheesecake.
So I'm just gonna finish them. If you wanna say hi.
What?
Oh, hi. I'm just gonna finish them. You go ahead. So
What is it?
These are the cheesecake bars from the book, you crazy. So we're putting the cheesecake mix into the pan on top of the crust that we made before.
What's it made out of?
You know what it's made out of. Almond flour. It's keto.
I'm gonna read the recipe.
Okay. You do you. Okay. So tell them again what's in it. Remind them. I didn't do raspberry though, because you don't like
I
raspberries.
need my readers.
Okay.
Almond flour, coconut flour. Oh, did you use the King Arthur?
I did. I'm using your mom. What she got me. Yeah. The flour, the paleo flour, the blend.
Butter, yeah, that sounds about right for keto. Is this raspberry?
No, so I used the strawberries that we already had because I know you don't really like raspberries.
Good call,
so
good call.
I'm gonna actually put it in this little squeeze bottle. You can just use a spoon and do dollops on top, and then we're gonna swirl it in. But I'm gonna get a little bit more fancy with it.
How long does it have to bake? How long do I have to wait? Should I go back out?
No. No. When you go out, you spend money, so you stay home.
You don't want to know how much money I spent.
Yikes. Okay. That's for another time. That's for off camera. Okay, you go. Bye-bye. All right, so I'm going to finish this up here. Actually, you come in here and get a tight shot of this for me. Thanks.
Yeah.
Put you right to work. So I'm going across and I'm putting like large dollops, like circle dollops of the strawberry fruit. Okay, and then I'm actually going to take a skewer. If you have a skewer, you can use the back of a knife. If you have a straw, you could use a straw. And we're just going to go through and we're going to just kind of swirl it around a little bit. Make it pretty. You want to make sure with whatever you're using to swirl that you don't go too far down into the cheesecake because you'll break into the crust and that'll mess up the bottom. So you don't want to dig too deep. You just want to move the strawberry puree around in a nice swirly pattern. There's no rules with this, right? Whatever pattern pleases you. Okay, so we're gonna bake this at the 350 degrees for, I believe, like 30 to 40 minutes. I'm gonna set it for 20 and then I'm gonna check. You just wanna bake it until it's a little wiggly but not jiggly. Technical difference. Okay, you don't want it to be wavy, but it should jiggle a little, right? Because it's a custard with eggs and cream cheese. So it's gonna have some movement and that's okay. You just don't want to, shouldn't be wavy like the ocean. When it comes out, I will show you what it looks like. Okay, going in the oven. You ready?
Yeah, I'll have to see if as long as I don't eat it first.
Blasphemy. Well, we're all done. So I cut it 3 by 3, and they're pretty large. So I probably could have cut it 4 by 4, but so you can cut them to your preference. Even numbers would work best, or the same number since the measurement of the pan was 8 by 8. But they came out pretty good. It was a little difficult to get them out of the pan.
A little precarious.
But they came out clean. The thing is, you just want to make sure that it's very cold, nice and set, before you try and get it out of the pan. And then when you cut it, and you want your knife you want to use hot water.
I'm still waiting.
Oh, you can keep waiting. So you want to make sure you use hot water and rinse your knife between each cut, and you'll get nice clean lines. And if you don't care, then cut them however you want. If you don't, if it doesn't matter how they look, that's fine.
They look good.
And I just garnished them with a little strawberry, and then I cut this one in half on an angle so that we can both try it, and put a little bit of extra of that strawberry puree. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's my Valentine's Day present.
Let's see how, well, that's all you're getting, huh? Probably. Let's be real.
Mmm.
How is it?
It tastes like cheesecake.
Well, it is. Spoiler alert. The only difference in the cheesecake part of it is the sugar-free. That's it. Everything else about the cheesecake is cheesecake.
Yeah, I mean the crust.
How about the crust?
The crust is really good.
Crust is really good.
Yeah.
A little thick on the crust, but I think that's because the recipe is a cheesecake bar.
So they have to hold up.
It's probably meant to be more like picked up and eaten with your hands, maybe. But yeah, wow.
Yeah, I would say maybe let them set overnight, you know, because it's a little soft, but...
Yeah, we rushed it, but they're holding up just fine. They're nice and cold. But yeah, good firm overnight chill probably would have made life a little easier.
And what I like is that it doesn't have... A lot of times with keto stuff, with that like fake sweetener, you can kind of tell, you know, with like almond flour and stuff, it has that like, you know, it's keto.
And with the flour alternatives, sometimes like the stuff you make with flour alternatives has got a weird texture. The crust is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't really taste a lot of coconut, which is surprising. But yeah. And I think you could change up the fruit, you know? I think you could do a seasonal... You could do, you know, pureed blueberries. You could do the raspberries. Strawberries worked out really well. Blackberries, maybe.
Depends on what's good and local in your region.
Yeah, strawberries are a big thing where we are. So, you know, we're about an hour to the west or so, about an hour and a half west of Plant City, which is famous for its strawberries. And we're coming into strawberry season here pretty soon.
Yeah.
So these aren't the best strawberries, but we're probably still getting these from California right now. But come up pretty soon here, they're going to be the size of my hand. And they're going to be really, really good. So stay tuned for a good keto recipe that's going to come up here in a few weeks. We're going to do a keto... Should I tell them? We're going to do a keto strawberry shortcake with some Plant City strawberries. So
yeah, we're going to hopefully go and see if we can pick strawberries.
Yeah, it'll be the whole experience, farm to table.
Well, we'll see. The strawberry farms around here may not open. We're not really sure, you know.
Because, you know, Rona.
Yeah, everywhere.
But we did do the pumpkin picking in October, so I'm thinking you're out in the field, it should be fine. We'll probably just limit the numbers.
Who knows?
We're just here. We're here right now, and that's all we know.
Yeah, but thanks. This was a good Valentine's Day surprise.
You're welcome. So yeah, if you make this, let us know. Drop it down in the comments below. Send us a picture on Instagram. Tag us at The Savory Suitcase.
Yeah, and if you get
or on
that
Facebook.
recipe book and you start making your own dessert recipes, let us know because we're always looking for good ones.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, for sure. We'll drop the link down to the book down below and to the recipe, both the original and my edited, slightly modified version. So yeah, please make sure you guys like and subscribe. It helps us know that you guys like what we're doing. And we'll see you all next weekend.
See you next week.
Bye-bye. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.